I'm Gemma Kearney, and this is the Sound Odyssey. I'm your tour guide on this musical journey where we bring together two musicians from different parts of the globe to make music. In this episode, we've come to Bogota, a melting pot of cultures, with British folk musician Johnny Flynn to find out what he cooks up when he collaborates with one of Colombia's greatest living musicians, Carmelo Torres. Bogota, the capital of Colombia, often overlooked musically, but something really special. Frenetic, energetic, and exhilarating place high up in the mountains. The perfect location for Johnny Flynn. Known traditionally as a folk artist, someone who has a sound that's very ethereal, very British, very folkloric. Now you may be asking why Colombia. It's because he has a fascination with the cumbia rhythms and has done for a long time. He's never been here, and we are going to smash him together with a well-loved, well-known traditional cumbia artist called Carmelo Torres. We're going to put them in the studio together and see whether they can make a track. Fingers crossed. You haven't been here for long, you've been thrown straight in it. Mr. Johnny Flynn, welcome to Bogota.
Thanks, good to be here. Yeah, it's mad kind of, it's been a crazy kind of 24 hours or something. I'm like exhausted and I'm hoping that the whatever we were drinking in the van on the way here kind of kicks in and the dancing helps me out.
To get Johnny in the mood, we're taking him to see Carmelo perform live.
I'm really excited to have this experience because I've just listened to this music in headphones. I've definitely never been to Colombia, I've definitely never been in a club where it's been played live.
Are you nervous in any way?
I've learned with nerves over the years to kind of treat it like potential energy. I don't trust situations when I'm not nervous, when it's like something important, performing, or I'm going to meet somebody who I think I'm going to vibe off creatively or something. You know, I get a nervous thing, but I think it's kind of excitement rather than something that's going to dominate.
Cumbia. The music that so fascinates Johnny is a style of accordion playing that has deep roots in the culture of the Colombian countryside, and Carmelo Torres is the embodiment of that tradition.
Como te dije anteriormente, nosotros nos sentimos orgullosos que un ritmo que nosotros siempre hemos ejecutado guste en los otros países y guste a la gente joven y que se interesen por aprender cumbia. Eso es placentero para nosotros. Yo crecí oyendo la música de gaita y la música de acordeón porque tenía muchos primos y muchos tíos que tocaban acordeón y mi papá tocaba gaita, así que yo me crecí entre los dos ritmos, entre gaita y acordeones.
We are going to throw Johnny Flynn into a studio with Carmelo Torres, a man who is part of the ecosystem of cumbia and a traditionalist, but really open to new ideas. So hopefully it's going to work with Johnny too.
They've suggested a song of theirs for us to look at called Tierra de Poetas, which means land of the poets. And it sort of name checks all these legends from cumbia. And we've taken that as our cue to kind of bring some of our own poetry from our island, you know, and try and kind of integrate it.
The kind of nervous energy in the air on this Sunday mid-morning is palpable. There's a real excitement, but at the same time, no one really knows what's going to happen. Carmelo Torres and the band just met Johnny and his collaborator Holly for the first time in this quite small but really atmospheric, beautiful studio. And there was a lot of chat going on, a lot of people discussing their musical background and inspirations, and you really feel this sense of union.
These are the old books, I don't know, I just thought I've got these really ancient old books of British folk ballads, beautiful words that have been collected a few hundred years ago. Sat down the Lawthorn. And we found kind of a murder ballad, but really poignant and very poetic, and it fitted in the tone of that song, so we thought to bring something very specific to collaborate with would be quite a good thing. Smile so sweet, you smile me dead. Holly, who's here with us in Bogota, is totally like entrenched in Latin music. She has spent a lot of time in South America and in Cuba and places, and travelled in Colombia, and just understands this music. So she was like a big influence. And she very okay.
Bueno, el acordeón, según la historia, vino de Alemania y llegó por los puertos marítimos acá de Cartagena, La Guajira, Riohacha y por el Golfo de Morrosquillo. Y el acordeón, desde que llegó, fue un instrumento que le gustó a los marineros, a los campesinos, y se fue metiendo y actualmente gusta mucho acá, y ya el acordeón es un instrumento prácticamente colombiano.
I love folk music and I love traditional music, and I grew up listening to a lot of it, and that's about stories and people collecting songs, and it's about culture and place and landscape, and that's really what I'm interested in, and that's why cumbia is so interesting to me. It's like a set of stories belonging to different groups of people that were often separated by unpassable pieces of land, and so these traditions and cultures have grown up in isolation.
It's just so warming, that sound of the percussion and the accordion, and I'm really in awe actually of Johnny and his collaborator Holly as to how they've just completely delved in and just aren't necessarily afraid to bring something completely different to a band who've been playing together for years and years and years and years.
Parts of what I am and what I do and what my history is as a musician is about just turning up with my fiddle and jamming with some people, and Carmelo and his band are top musicians, and I hope they're sort of patient with us as we fumble into what they're doing, and also offer something of ourselves for them to kind of respond to. I don't know what will happen, I don't know how it will work, and that's the exciting thing about this whole enterprise. In my heart is a valley, and you should be exalted. I will walk through this valley, steps seem to falter. We've got a song of mine called John Barleycorn, it's an ancient kind of pagan myth which has been turned into song over the years about the ritual killing of barleycorn at the time of harvest and worshipping the barleycorn and then killing it. And then you get beer and food and things like that from the slaughter of this personification of the barleycorn, which I think will work quite well with the cumbia vibe, because it's the music comes from sort of an agricultural landscape, and I think they might get that and appreciate the lyrics, but also the chord structure is vaguely like a cumbia song, so we're just going to try and play it with a cumbia rhythm and see if they get it.
So today is quite the overwhelm, really, even though it's exciting to witness the challenges that can happen in the creative process, being in this hot, steamy studio. The fact that the artists can't necessarily communicate because of a language barrier. And what's particularly interesting in this process on the Sound Odyssey and the collaboration is the fact that the certain traditions are ingrained in Carmelo and Johnny, and they're having to learn how to get into each other's rhythms and beats, even though they can't speak the same language.
We have a totally different inbuilt rhythmic structure in the West and through the pop music that we listen to. And from what I can tell, they have this system of just like the phrase is as long as the phrase, and then you start the next phrase. And my brain can't handle that. And then we were trying to make them fit into like ding, 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 4/4, and they just couldn't do it. Carmelo was really struggling to just accept like that it was one bar, change, chain, 2 bar, and finish. He was just wanting to do the cumbia thing, and that was really cool actually to see that. He's naturally got a way more sophisticated musicality and rhythm to his playing.
Primero en el corito, algo largo que yo no podía hacer en el acordeón, yo les dije, no, pero lo hacen en la guitarra, y yo les adorno en el acordeón acá con el bajo y les meto unos pasecitos ahí. Salimos bien, gracias a Dios.
Season to destroy it comes year after year. It's the same blind machine taking year after year. Season to destroy it comes year after year. It's the same blind machine taking year after year. Should be exalted. I will walk through this valley. My steps seem to falter. In my heart is a valley. It makes you be exalted. I will walk through this valley. My steps seem to falter.
I think maybe that's it then, yeah? Right? Muchas gracias todos. Thank you. Yeah, it's just so exciting what we've done, and yeah, playing on one of Carmelo's songs and figuring that out, and making that massive leap for us to try and embody some of this kind of ancient tradition, and then for these guys to do that on one of my songs is beyond anything. It's really so lovely, because this is the spirit of this song taken to like the outer reaches of, you know, just better than it could ever be, you know.
You are glowing. It feels like.
I feel really happy. Happier than I've been in a long time, actually.
Bueno, la verdad que me siento muy contento. Se hizo cortico pero sustancioso, muy sabrosa las grabaciones.
And it's awkward because they're here, but what do you think of these guys as musicians?
No, que voy a pensar, son excelentes músicos. Y
Says that
amigos.
we're excellent.
Yeah, good answer.
Y espero que no sea la última vez que nos veamos.
Esta es la cuna adoptiva mía, es mi pueblo querido.
It was fascinating to watch the musical relationship between Johnny and Carmelo unfold in the studio.
La cuna adoptiva mía.
It wasn't easy for anyone. People grappled creatively, but in many ways that represents Bogota. It's energetic, it's steeped in history, it takes advantages of new influences. Even the lyrics come from stories of the landscape, something that is very in keeping with Colombian tradition. I'm just so happy that we've managed to capture that in story form and create this Odyssey that we can all enjoy and we can take away from it, because we'll have a track that lasts forever.